everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a couple new drugstore things that I want to try out that I picked up on my last Walmart trip. I seem to have a problem of not being able to help myself go to the makeup section when I'm at anywhere actually. Doesn't matter. I always just go. Anyway, I went specifically looking for the new Revlon Candid Glow Foundation, but they were out of my shade. So I wasn't going to pick up anything, but then I saw this is the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation, and I couldn't help but grab it because I love a good hydrating dewy foundation. Now, I've never tried the original one, so I'm super excited to try this. And then the next thing I just happened to see, and I've heard about this brand from Allie Glines over and over again, but I just was never drawn to, and none of the products actually just pulled me in and spoke to me until now. This is the Profusion Lovestruck palette. Isn't this the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? It is, oh, so pretty. Let me open it. Here it is. Look at all of these beautiful pinks and purples and mauves, and there's a couple of warm splashes here like this orange and all of these nice neutrals up here, and oh, it's so pretty. I already have my brows done with my e.l.f. brow pencil, and I have my eyes primed with concealer and a little bit of my Milani eye primer. And the concealer I used was also the Milani Conceal and Perfect concealer. So the palette doesn't come with a mirror, obviously, but it has this little plastic protector on it, and it has all of the shade names printed on the protector as well as on the back. And I love how it actually has a picture of the actual colors instead of just like the names and you have to guess which side is which, so that's really helpful. So let me take this off. I'm gonna show you. Was that satisfying? I can't tell. Here are the shades without the protective film over it. They are just so pretty. We have 3 pressed glitters this time. This light pink, dark pink, and this really pretty purple here. And I know some people don't like glitters, and if you don't feel comfortable wearing glitters, then you by all means don't wear glitter. They are use at your own risk type of a deal, but I personally really love them and I use them on the daily almost. So let's just dive right in. I kind of want to do something romantic, but I also have this thing where my makeup kind of has to match my outfit. So I'm going to try to make it match my orange sweater. I did not think this video through today. I am just going to start off really simple, and I'm going to use this shade Porcelain all over my lid. And I'm putting it all the way up to my brow bone also. Use that as a highlight color because it's a nice bone white shade. I'm going to go into this shade next called Spirit, and I'm going to use this as a transition color. I'm just taking my time and working this onto my eye, blowing it out really soft, and then kind of pulling it out a little bit once there's hardly anything left. And I'm kind of putting some right here on the inner portion of my eye socket, right underneath my brow. I think I'm going to hop into this warm brown over here called Changes. And I am just going to use that same brush, and I'm going to deepen this outer portion of my eye and into my crease a little bit. I'm focusing most of the pigment on this outer corner here. And then when there's less on the brush, I work it inward. I like to press the pigment on and then work it into the shape I want. I find I get less fallout. This is with any type of shadow, whether it be high-end or drugstore, and I'm able to control it much easier. I'm trying to be Valentine's-y, romantic, but also match my sweater, so I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off, but I am going to try. I don't know if this video will even be up by Valentine's Day. Probably not, because the day I'm filming is the day before Valentine's Day, so it doesn't have to be Valentine's Day to have a romantic eye look. I mean, I wear them all the time, so. I really like this shade here called Lovesick. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but it has just the faintest amount of sparkle in it. I'm going to take this little shader brush, and I'm going to dip into that color, and I'm going to press it on my outer corner. And I am not sweeping the shade, I am just pressing it and blending it in little patting motions. And as you can see right here, I'm getting some fallout, but I don't know. It seems like every time I use this brush, I get some fallout, so it might be this brush. Let me try a different one, see if I get any more. Let's try this little angled guy. I don't see any more fallout as I'm working with a different brush, so maybe it's just that brush. Moment of Truth is doing it on the other eye with a different brush. I'm getting just the faintest little whispers of fallout, but nothing like this. So maybe it's that brush. I'm just really lightly bringing that shade into the crease a little bit more. I'm going to take this little guy. I really like this for detail packing. It is a ColourPop E21. I got it in a little brush roll. And I'm going to dip into this guy. It's called Vamp. And I'm going to put this, focusing most of the pigment along the lower lash line. And then once there's less on the brush, I am blending it upward, barely into my crease. So far, all of the colors I have tried are really nice. I'm not having any major patchy issues. The only thing is I had fallout on this side, and I'm pretty sure it's because of that brush mostly, because there's hardly nothing on this side. I'm going to take the first little blending brush I went in with, and I'm going to blend out these edges, making sure everything is nice and soft. I was kind of afraid that that color Vamp was going to be super, super dark, but I quite like that it wasn't. I think I'm going to go into this shade called Sachet. It's a super pretty little pink color, but on the other hand, I really like this called Blazing. Would it be horrible to use both? I'm going to go in with the light pink first, and if I feel like it needs it, I'll go in with the more red colored one. I'm going to dip into that pink with my finger, and I'm going to apply it to my lid. It's got like little silver reflex in it. It's not applying as smoothly as I want, so I'm going to get some more on my finger and actually spray it with some spray. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh spray. And I'm going to go in again. So far, it's not my favorite shade I've ever used. Let's try it with a brush. I went in with it with a brush and I sprayed it, so now we'll try it again. This shade does so much more better with a brush. It's so cute, like bubblegummy. I think I need the other shade, so definitely think we need the other color. My heater just turned on, so if you hear that little weird humming noise, that's what that is. Okay, now I'm going to go into the shade Blazing, and this one looks more metallic-y, so I'm going to use my finger. Oh, it feels a lot softer. I'm going to put this along the edge. I can't do makeup today. I'm going to use the brush. I don't like this. I don't like this. Why don't I like this? I liked it until I put the shimmers on. Why? What's it look like if I put this over the pink? Okay, I fixed it. I wasn't liking the direction I was going, so I put the shade Blazing just all over my lid, even over that pink color, and I really like that. So we're going to do that on the other side. I'm going to go back into this little brush and go into the shade Vamped and just deepen up this outer edge again, because I think I lost a little bit of depth out here. I actually dipped back into the shade Spirit again just to soften up the edge up here even further. I'm just going back and forth between this smaller brush and the bigger blending brush that had the lighter color on it, and just making little fine-tune adjustments. I cannot resist using a touch of glitter. I think I'm going to use a little bit of this Wonderland glitter just to add a little bit more brightness in my inner corner. I'm just going to lightly press just to add a little bit of shimmery, glittery dimension. Ooh, I don't know if you can see that, but it's very subtle. Ooh, I love glitter. So pretty. Oh, that is so gorgeous. Love it, love it, love it so much. Ooh. Got a makeup wipe, and I'm just going to use this to clean up some of the fallout and this outer edge here. Then I'm using the trick from Alley Glines to press out the edge so it's not super harsh. I am going to put on a little bit of mascara. This is the Physicians Formula Killer Curves mascara. Okay, mascara's on. I put on about 3 coats of that mascara because I wanted my lashes to be as thick and voluminous as possible. I am going to move on to complexion. I'm going to start off by using my Physicians Formula Mineral Primer. I love this stuff. It's nice and hydrating, which is exactly what I need, especially on days like today when the high is like 15. Now it's time for foundation. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. I have mine in the shade Soft Ivory. I'm just going to swipe a little bit on my face, and then I'm going to use my sponge to blend it out. It'll be nice to see what kind of coverage I got, because I got this big guy here and these little guys down here to cover. So that is one light layer, so 4 little swipes. I'm sure my sponge soaked up a little bit of it, but that's okay. It's a really nice shade match, I think, but I definitely want a little bit extra. Not necessarily over my entire face, because this is what I would like on a normal occasion, but I've got a little village now on my chin and this lone guy up here. So I'm just going to take and scrape the extra off the little spatula guy, and I'm actually going to swipe it on my sponge instead of directly on the zits. And I'm gonna put a little bit extra just in these areas. I will not be doing a wear test on this foundation because it is 5:30 and I don't have time, but I will update you on how it wears in the description box. And if you guys want me to do a wear test, just comment down below and I'll be more than happy to do one. So far, it looks really nice. It's blending beautifully. It definitely does have a nice glow. This guy is still peeking through, but quite honestly, none of my foundations could cover this guy. He's pretty angry right now. It's not gathering in my little nose creases here. It looks really good on my nose. A lot better than the Bite Beauty foundation, which is so weird because this is like $4 and that one was almost $40. Crazy. Just goes to show you don't need to spend an arm and a leg. Hopefully. Let's see how this wears. I know a lot of people swear by the original Photo Focus foundation, but that one was more of a matte finish and I tend not to wear matte finishes. So when this came out, I was very intrigued. I'm going to go into a concealer that I know I really love. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. I don't really like to do crazy concealing. I just like to kind of put a little bit in my inner corner of my eye and the outer corner, and as not to spread any bacteria, I'm actually going to take some on my pinky and put it right on my little guys, and then I'm going to blend my eye concealer out first. Look how little I used, but I still achieved a nice flawless looking under eye. The concealer took some of the redness away of this guy, but he's still there, and I'm pretty sure if I wore this all day long it would wear off since it's pretty raised, but that's no big deal. Everybody gets a pimple sometimes. I really love this. This looks so good, nice and healthy, and man, do I have a new favorite? I think I might. So I'm going to turn the lights down really quickly and zoom in so you guys can see what it's looking like up close, because I know that sometimes, well, like all the time, it looks lots better on camera, especially with a light, and it like kind of blurs everything and diffuses and looks perfect no matter what. So let me do that. So here it is up close. It's in these little lines up here, but those are always there, so everything settles in them because they're fine lines. Okay, but yeah, no caking here, no caking here in this little line on my chin. I'm going to go back into the palette and work on my lower lash line, and I'm going to use this little fluffy brush. I really love this. I use it almost every time for my lower lash line. And I'm going to go back into this shade Porcelain here, and I'm going to put this all over and kind of down into this little eye bag area, or a line. I don't know. I'm just buffing it all over. Then I'm going to go back into that second shade Spirit that I use, and I'm kind of pinching the brush, buffing this all over. And now I'm going to dip into Lovesick, and I'm pinching the brush and running this really close to my lash line, especially on the outer corner, and then buffing it inwards once there's less product on the brush. Alright, and that is all I'm doing for my lower lash line. I want to keep it pretty simple. Okay, now I'm going to go into my Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in the shade 01 Sunlight and kind of place it along my cheekbone to warm my face up, but I don't pull it past the outer corner of my eye. I just find that this is more flattering for my particular face shape. You can apply your bronzer and blush to what you feel suits your face shape the best. I'm going to put a little bit on my forehead. I'm so sorry guys, my hair looks like a mess. I could not be bothered to fix it today. So it's yeah, just ignore my hair. I'm going to put a little bit on the sides of my nose, underneath, and the rest of it I'm going to take down my jaw. I don't need much because I have a little turtleneck on, or mock neck, turtleneck, I don't know. I'm going to use this ColourPop highlighter in the shade here, Kitty Kitty, and I'm going to apply it to the high point of my cheekbone and just a little bit on the apple of my cheek and on my nose I'm just taking what's left and putting it above my brow. And then I like to take and swirl the brush along where I put the highlight just to buff it out even more. I'm not going to put any on my chin today because there's a lot of activity down there that I do not want to accentuate, but look how pretty that is. Ooh. For blush, I'm going to use this ColourPop in Kathleen Lights blush in the shade I Need Space. I have been loving this. This is one of my all-time favorite blushes. I use it daily. Now if I don't feel like putting highlighter on that day, I just wear this because it gives a nice little sheen. And I love how romantic this shade is, and it's perfect. It's the perfect rosy mauve. I'm gonna put a little bit extra along my forehead because I like to layer my blush and bronzer up there. I feel like it just makes my face a little bit more natural and flushed looking. And running it on my nose. Since this is a sheeny blush, I'm not putting it on my chin today. I'm going to put some mascara on my lower lashes now, and I'll be right back. I'm going to wipe the foundation off my lips. Going to put a lip liner on. This is the shade Good and Plenty by ColourPop. Now I'm going to do a lipstick. This is the NARS lipstick in the shade Fala Bala. It's this really pretty shimmering rosy color that I love. I think I don't like this. I'm gonna wipe it off. I'm just going to wear the lipstick by itself with no liner. Oh my gosh, it's almost gone. That means it's my favorite. So here we go. I did like the other one, but it was a little bit too bold for the eye look that I did, and just, yeah, it was a lot. Normally I love a bold eye and bold lip together, but I just wasn't feeling it today. I'm gonna do some brow gel today. I am using ColourPop's brow gel in the shade Light Brown, I think. Using a lot of ColourPop today. Did not realize. Oh well. That's as good as those brows are gonna get today. They are quite a mess, but you know, it's whatever, it's okay. Now I'm going to spray my face with ColourPop's Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. And then I'm gonna press it down, make sure all my peach fuzz is laid down and it's nice and smooth. Oh my goodness, you guys. I love this. It's so pretty. This is, since this won't be up in time for Valentine's Day, I don't know if I would call it a Valentine's Day look, but I mean, it's a Valentine's Day look. It's romantic, but it's a bolder romantic look, which I really, really, really like. I cannot believe that this is only $13. You guys, this is only $13 and I love this eye look that I created. I didn't experience any patchiness or skipping or anything. I thought all of the colors I used, how many did I use? I used 7 of the shades in here and I loved them all. Well, this shade, Sachet, I don't know how I feel about that yet. I have to play with it some more. Maybe it was just the combination of colors I did. Maybe it would look better if I did a little bit more on the lilac-y mauve side. I would like it better, but I really like that shade layered underneath the blazing shade. You can't beat this. This is amazing and I love it so much. Cannot wait to keep playing with it. So far, I really like this. My face doesn't feel dry or it doesn't look cakey. It's like smooth, like butter smooth. And I've been experiencing some texture on the inner portion of my cheek recently, and this is like covering it up. It's like texture, who? Where? Who? What? $4. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video or find it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me a lot. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you'll be notified every single time I upload. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Mwah. The products that I got was, I saw so far, it looks pretty darn good, guys. Pretty darn. Okay, I am going, too close. Got that all applied, and now I'm going to and Oh my gosh, guys, my nails are so cute. I love them. The red is Serendipity from Lights Lacquer. It is the fastest drying nail polish I've ever owned, and it's totally a game changer. There's a little heart on this side because I am not left-handed and I was not about to attempt to make a little heart on this side, so there's just little dots.